Hey there, I'm Brad McQuaid, Chairman and CEO of Sigil Games Online. I'm here with my partner in crime, Jeff Butler.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Butler. I'm the president of Sigil Games Online, co-executive producer and co-lead designer with him, here to talk to you a little bit about Vanguard Saga of Heroes.
So, wow, with a game this big, where do you start? There's so much to cover, so much to talk about. So we decided to start with character creation.
The very first thing you'll see.
Yeah, world.
As you can see, we're clicking here through Character Create, through the races of the different continents, Thestra, Kalia, and Kojan, showing off each one of the individual player character races. These are all males of the various continental races, total 19 different varieties. Many different types of humans, elves, so on and so forth. And from here we jump into the actual character customization features. I think you'll find as we flip through some of the options here that we've got some of the most robust character creation that's ever been seen in a massively multiplayer game. Many varieties of hair, colors of hair, size and shape of body, facial features, skin tones.
What really excites me about this is it's not just at the beginning of the game with character create. I mean, as Jeff said, I mean, the degree to which you can customize your character is unparalleled. But it also applies to any humanoid non-player character in the game.
It's really our hope that you won't see people who look similar unless they intend to.
Right. As you progress through these different spheres of advancement, what you wear is a sign of what you've accomplished, where you've been, how you want to express yourself. So you may start out with regular clothes, you may go into the depths of a dungeon and come out with dragon scale armor, but you can go into an undead area, kill a skeleton that's wearing, magical tattered clothing, and you can put that on your own character.
It's all about the freedom to be the avatar that you want to be in your game.
And
At least that's where it starts.
Different or the same as somebody else, to aspire to somebody you see, or to have planned in your mind what you want to look like as you level up. It's all there, and because it's a seamless world, and we have to be able to display any character, any outfit from anywhere in the world. It's all available. An outfit from, the southernmost reaches of Kalia will be available, and you can get that as an item and wear it through New Targanor, which is 100 miles to the north in northern Thestra. So it's all there. Another area that was just really important to us, and that's owning your own house. In Vanguard, we don't use any instancing, including your own house. Your house is there, it's in the world, everyone can see it. You can control who has access to it, but you can buy different size houses, decorate it in different ways, and store items in there, and it's really an extension of your character and something that you can be proud of.
It's all about the freedom, representing yourself and your character in every way possible, building long-term commitments and ties to the world, making it feel as if you've made your mark on the game world, exploration, being able to be a part of the environment, change things. It was very important for us in Vanguard.
Also, the world's so vast, we expect there to be a market where, as you level up and want to move to more difficult regions of the world, you'll pack up all your belongings, sell off that plot of land to a lower level player who's coming up through that area, and move on and build elsewhere. So it's going to be part of the player-driven economy that's so key to this game.
That's true.
Vanguard's all about freedom, and really not since Ultima Online have you been able to own your own ship,
craft your own ship,
and again, with a seamless world, go anywhere you want. We have a massive ocean and different ships that have coast huggers, ocean-going ships.
This is the smallest ship.
Yeah, this is a small one, and there's lots of islands out there to explore, build your houses on. Again, you can store items on your ship, upgrade your ship, invite your party to travel from one continent to another. So Again, it's more about that freedom, being able to travel, being attacked by pirates, sea monsters. This is all another huge part of Vanguard, and the freedom that it allows, that we really think take this game into the next generation.
Here we've actually moved across the world to the huge human port harbor of Agram down in Kalia, the Arabian Nights continent. And this is the largest Thestron ship, the Galleon, and I'm doing my best here to dock it without smacking into the pilings. The other ships that you see along the line of the dock there represent the different continental variations.
And some of the appearance is changeable.
Oh, yes.
The way you configure your ships.
Yep, just like the player character and the houses are customizable, so are the ships.
And
tintable,
maps.
Yep, tintable, different prows, different furniture and attachments that go along with the ships. All of these things can be representations of the preference of your guild or individual players. When someone sees your ship, they'll know that it's yours, because it will look unique.
We wanted to show you one of the many premier dungeons in Vanguard. This is the Ruins of Tringle Keep.
Back in Thestra?
It's in Thestra. It's about a level 25-ish dungeon. And again, this goes back to huge. This is a massive adventure area.
Visible from low-level areas to starting Thestron players?
So you'll see it and want to go there and hear tales about it, and first live it through it vicariously, and then eventually get there. Again, we're not using any form of instancing. The dungeon is so big that it's meant to support multiple parties going through it at one time. Our advanced encounter system allows different parties to go through the same area, but be able to help each other, but not hinder each other. Stop kill stealing.
Everyone's able to enjoy the dungeon crawl experience.
Right. There's quests and encounter routes and different ways that different groups of players sharing this area can go through and have different objectives, but at the same time, you don't have the problem with instancing where, boy, it's getting late at night and our cleric has to leave, and now we're out, we don't have a cleric. Well, I can now shout in this area and say, hey, I need a cleric. Are there any other groups that are breaking out? You consolidate these people, and people can keep playing while other people go to sleep, and just go on and on.
It's a shared experience, and it's one in which players can assist one another. They have the opportunity to be a hero, help one another out, and form long-term friendships.
With our big seamless world, you'll be getting a horse around level 10. And one of the things that came up really quickly there was, well, if you give someone a horse, which is usually something that you don't get till higher levels, well, then what do you have to look forward to as you level up? And our answer to that was all sorts of magical creatures. You start out with a horse. From there, you can move on to magical beasts, hellhounds, unicorns, and then from there, the high level mountable creatures will be your flying mounts, your griffin, your pegasus, your flying worms or drakes,
wyverns. Here we go inside the dungeon.
Yeah, so you saw this huge outdoor area. Almost all of our big premier dungeons, of which we have many, not only have a huge outdoor area or region, but also indoor, whether it's in this case you can see it's going up into a tower. You've got gravity and physics changing here.
Yeah, there's no gravitational effect here in this tower.
Or also down into the depths of a dungeon. It could be 8-10 levels deep. So it's all there. These places are big, but also really quick. They're not meant necessarily. There will be a few, but the majority of them are not meant to make you sit there and play the game and get to the bottom by playing 8 or 10 hours straight. There will be many places in these huge premier dungeons where you and your party,
short time commitment,
right, can log off, say, hey, you know what, we played a couple hours tonight, we're gonna log off here in this safe area, and I'll meet you tomorrow, or I'll meet you Saturday at 8 p.m. Let's all log in, and let's spend another 2 hours going even deeper into this dungeon. Maybe on an occasional Saturday you've got an 8 hours to spend, but most of the time, you know, this game is about 2-3 hours every night, every couple nights, grouping with your buddies, having a good time, and having plenty of opportunities to stop and you know, group and rejoin your friends on another day.
Plenty of solo content throughout the level ranges as well.
That's absolutely true.
Supporting pretty much every amount of time that a gamer
Right.
can have.
It's a good time to bring up our advanced NPC pathing technology. We have creatures that can fly, that can swim underwater, crawl on walls, crawl on ceilings. Imagine being in a dungeon with spiders crawling, you know, up and down the walls and across the ceilings, and having to be aware of your surroundings, looking up, looking to the side, looking behind you, you know, this very tactical environment.
I'm looking forward to being surprised by something attacking from above in an unexpected place. One important thing to note here is the vistas. When we talked about wanting to show players things in the distance and encourage them to explore farther, to level up, to go to the more fantastic areas in the world, here we are in the Time Cult of Citadel, looking over the city of Agram off in the distance. You can see over the edge of the cliffs how distant the different points of interest and points of reference are.
You can see in this game up to 6 kilometers, you know, assuming you're not in a swamp that's meant to be foggy.
Leaving the Time Cult of Citadel, we head to the gnomish starting city, Michaelia.
Ah, this area is just fantastic.
I'm a lot bigger than a gnome, so as I go through the city, you'll see the little gnomes cruising around.
One thing in Vanguard is we didn't quite go steampunk where there's guns or blunderbusses or what have you, but the gnomes are more tinkers, and they dabble a little bit with technology, and as you can see here, their style of architecture and use of lighting and such is very, very gnomish, very traditional, and something I think will be very recognizable by people, but also they'll be blown away just by the size and the detail of Michaelia, the starting gnome city, and other gnomish areas.
The gnomes actually have some technology beyond that of other races, but it's based on magic. Here we are back in Tringle Keep, where we'd like to show you some of the mid to higher level combat. One of the things that was very important to us with Vanguard was to expand in almost every way beyond typical combat in other massively multiplayer games. So those of you who are current players will find everything familiar to you from previous games, and then an evolution beyond that in many ways, where instead of simply acting and stepping through your own character's abilities, as you level up, as you become more powerful, you'll be called on to engage in more and more complex game activities. Things like reactions, things that the NPC is doing that you have the opportunity to stop, like counter spells.
One way to look at it is, really quick, is Magic the Gathering. When you're a new Magic the Gathering player, you put together a deck of cards that just do what you want to do. Very quickly you will learn that you need to put cards in your deck that deal with what your opponent wants to do. And that really inspired us with combat with this game, where you've got to be tactically aware of what your group mates are doing, as well as what the NPCs you're fighting are doing. So it's not just about nuking an NPC or hitting him with a special attack. You've got to counterspell his silence, or rescue your cleric, or do some symbiotic a spell that You know, and these are decisions that are made in real time. So as you
From fighting style games along those lines, we actually take things
Yes,
that we call chains and
absolutely.
finishes.
Mhm.
So when you think about the sympathetics, the counters, the reactions, the rescues, and also your own personal abilities, it's not simply a matter of pressing a button, waiting to see what happens, and then moving forward to the next button press. The player, as he levels up, is given many choices. He can affect a lot of different powerful attacks, healing spells, things of that nature. He can act in sympathy and cooperation with his fellow party members.
And the really neat thing is, in many cases, you know, there could be at one time 3 options could pop up. You could, you know, there could be the option of rescuing your cleric. There could be the option of counterspelling a powerful spell, you know, that's being cast by an NPC wizard, or there could be the chance to double the damage of your party through a symbiotic ability. Well, you can't do all 3. You've got to make a decision. Do you make the right decision?
Player skill and knowledge will dictate this,
Yeah.
and this is part of the experience.
Knowing that encounter and practicing the game and becoming a
Understanding your
better
character
group,
class.
your class, and your teammates' classes.
The
you
game
know,
will change when you group with a bard for the first
yeah,
time.
and you're going to have to learn, you know, hey, you know, with a bard, I don't do this. If I had a bard, I'd counterspell, but if I had another class, it would be better for me to do the symbiotic move.
Here we are back in Kalia. To wrap up, we wanted to talk to people about our intent for the world as a representation of a visual masterpiece. Working with Keith Parkinson as our art director throughout the years in Vanguard has been very fruitful in terms of building a world that was intended from its very beginning to look like an amazing fantasy masterpiece painting. The village that I'm showing here and the view over the cliff, the clouds in the sky, all of these things are among the very first sights that players see as humans in Kalia coming into the game. We look forward to seeing you in the game.
Yeah, we'll be there, and we hope to see you there as well. Thanks so much.